Hey guys, it is me, Victoria, and today I want to talk about an idea. And the idea is that something I heard Dr. Burns say: depression and anxiety are the world's oldest con. And I was thinking about it tonight, and I was thinking how um, feeling like anxiety and feeling depression and having these kind of anxious and depressed thoughts are kind of like a net that we're tangled in. And we're tangled up so tight, like we can't see a way out. And then I was also thinking how it's kind of like a riddle. Like, in some fairy tales, and I believe also in the story of Oedipus, how these people are all confronted with some like evil demon dude, such as like Rumpelstiltskin, and that evil character gives these people a riddle, and they say, if you can answer me this riddle, like, you'll be saved, basically, but if you can't, you're dead. So these anxious and depressed thoughts, in a way, they're kind of like a riddle, where it's like our life hangs in the balance on us finding a solution to the riddle, finding a way to defeat these thoughts so that they just disappear in a cloud of smoke. Yeah. So, like, for example, if we're feeling really socially anxious and we're just thinking about, like, this is how this all came about, basically, as I was thinking about how one of the reasons I used to just feel, and still do sometimes, but making some progress, one of the ways I used to feel really socially anxious was talking on the phone to my friends, and they would ask me, so what are you up to? How are you? And just fear of answering this question would make me not want to talk to anyone, not want to see anyone, because I felt really ashamed of myself and my career. And I just felt like, they're gonna look down on me, they're gonna judge me, because everyone knows that, it's bad or shameful not to have like this super awesome career. And that's the riddle. So the riddle is just thinking, I should have a better career. It's just like if you've read David Burns' books, like one of the thoughts that you put in your daily mood log, one of the thoughts you put in your recovery circle that you try to crack. And what you have to do is figure out a way to think about that. Like a little mental shift, a reframe to the thought of I should have a better career. That allows, it's almost like some sort of chemical equation that must be balanced. I don't know what I'm talking about, but basically, like, you gotta change the energy on this side. You gotta change the energy within you. And then that thought kind of like shifts as well. It's like the demon kind of shifts as well and like disappears. So, like, my social anxiety coach, she's been really helping me think about this shame I have about my career better. Like, she made me watch this TED Talk on multi-potentialites, which are people who kind of take a slower time to figure out what they want to do in life because they have all these different interests and they want to explore their interests, and how that's not worse than someone who just becomes a doctor. Those people can synthesize fields later in life, and she's kind of been making me think about myself as a INFP, part of the Myers-Briggs things, and these people are kind of dreamy, writer types who like to create a fantasy world, and then I think, hey, you know what? Like, Vincent van Gogh didn't have it together, like, early in life either. I'm not sure, maybe he did, but, a lot of artists, what are they doing? Who knows? And that doesn't make them worse, they're great artists. J.K. Rowling, I do believe she was writing Harry Potter younger than me, but people take time who aren't just like cookie cutter worker bees in society. So I've been thinking about myself in this way, and I kind of suddenly came to accept, hey, it's okay that I don't have a career. I don't have to be ashamed of that. There's really nothing to be ashamed of. Like, I can be proud. But it's like, I was so convinced of this thought before I should be ashamed that it really took like this internal shift. Like, I'm not exactly sure what even happened, but it's like you start thinking about it and you realize the logical flaws. And you're just like, it's almost like when you're in an argument with like my boyfriend or something, and I'm like really angry at him, and then he will just say something that will convince me that like what I'm angry about isn't actually true. And it's like the wind just gets taken out of my sails. I'm like, well, okay, like if that's what you're saying, then never mind. I guess I don't have anything to be angry about. So it's similar. So with all these thoughts that are causing you shame, that are causing you anxiety, that are causing you depression, you gotta figure out how to think about them. You gotta figure out this riddle, this math problem. You gotta figure out how to make this energetic shift, if you will, if you're more that type of person, that causes you to see the problem in a different way. And like one thing Marnie Penner does, my social anxiety coach, is she talks a lot about these kind of impossible to live up to societal expectations that we accept as like, oh yeah, everyone knows that you gotta do this. But really, like when you look at them more closely, you see that it's a trap and that, it's impossible to be that way for many people in society. Like, classic example, like societal standards of beauty for women, like you gotta be like this literally airbrushed, hairless model with, the butt of like a black person and the hairlessness of an Asian person and the, boobs of like a Brazilian person. Like you gotta just be this impossible woman instead of accepting our own uniqueness. And it's like so many women are just working day and night to like grow the booty and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, like we've been sold this impossible image and we're all frantically trying to live up to it instead of accepting ourselves. So if you understand these societal expectations, that's one way you can, possibly crack these thoughts that have a hold on you. And I was thinking that it is kind of like a battle between these thoughts. They want to, I don't know, they can kill you. They can drive you so far into the ground you kill yourself. And that is kind of the spectrum of depression and anxiety. At the very end is suicidal thoughts and worse. So anyway, what I'm saying is figure out how you can crack these thoughts. That's hard. It's not easy. There's a lot of ways to do it, but once you do, you will be free. And today, when I was talking to my friend on the phone, and I had been kind of making peace with this idea of like kind of getting rid of my shame about my career, I felt so free talking to her on the phone because when she asked me, hey, what are you doing? I didn't feel this shame anymore about, this is so embarrassing to admit, I really shouldn't be telling her this, but wow, she's going to hate me, she's going to judge me. Because I myself knew that I accepted myself and I knew that there was nothing to be ashamed of. And I felt connection and freedom and like it was so easy. And I felt happiness and joy. So it's like these thoughts are trying to bring us down, and they do bring us down, and they do trap us, and they make us horribly unhappy. But if you can defeat them, on the other side is lightness and freedom. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Bye.